What's up, Response on Players? We're back with another weekly podcast. I'm Jake, and I'm joined by.
Bryan. Turtles are cool.
And I'm James, and turtles are about as much as I expected.
He doesn't like turtles, guys.
Was really hoping for a little bit more enthusiasm on that one, James. I'm going to need you to step it up over the course of the podcast. It can be incremental or it can be all at once. Your choice.
You want it all at once? All right. We could do that.
You're not keeping that up for an hour.
I love turtles!
I think the turtles are the worst.
Perfect.
Speaking as James, I don't believe that.
One of the most lackluster. No, they're fine.
Oh,
They're perfectly,
don't like
they're perfectly
Nope.
okay.
Nope. Gonna putting that in the clickbait. Turtles are whack. James, 2025.
Turtles are
That's not
whack.
clickbait. He's now said it like 6 times.
I know, right?
Well, we got a couple of
what's the
topics
truth?
for the day, but I figure we can start by talking to Bryan about some packs. What you get, buddy?
Yeah, so I got to go to my locals, which are on Fridays. Of course, this Friday was the official release of TMNT. So, as part of my locals, I got a promo pack. And I got to finally see what these look like, because people were talking about it, that this was going to be the change. And we all opened ours, and they're really cool. I mean, you're handed a pack. It's got, I don't know the exact spread of how many different cards are in it, but it has 3 different cards inside of the pack. They're either foils of the commons and uncommons, or they are alt arts of some of those commons and uncommons. I opened up a alt art of the Hang 10, which was a really cool picture of Mikey, and I traded it for a Flurry of Blows, which is a really cool picture of Raph, and I'm just like, yeah, I don't know how good these cards are because they're mostly commons and uncommons, but they all look really cool.
Oh yeah, you said it was 3 in each pack.
Yeah, each pack has 3 cards. We weren't guaranteed an alt art because I know a couple people didn't open up an alt art in it, but I think we opened.
Okay.
We opened 6, and I think we had 5 alt arts. So, like, it was almost 1-to-1, but it was not quite 1-to-1.
Okay, that's pretty neat. And you said foil commons, uncommons?
Yeah, so I have like a common. I didn't bring my stuff into the room here, so I can't actually look at it and tell you which ones I opened, other than those, because I remember the alt arts. But I know like somebody else opened a regular Hang 10 that was just foiled. It's just the regular art foiled, and they look good. I mean, it's just traditional XR treatment on those cards for these cards that didn't have XR anymore. So this is how we get those XRs now, and they mostly look really cool. Like the alt arts obviously look amazing because
supposed to
I like the idea.
every week.
Sorry, James, what were you saying?
Oh, I was just saying we're supposed to get those like every week, right? Every time you go to a local.
Yeah, that's your promo. Instead of the promo for your weekly of being that single card for the month, you get a pack.
It's just those packs.
Yeah, you get one of those. I think the packs are supposed to change
like a little
each
bit
set.
More incentive to try to make sense. I think it gives a little bit more incentive to go to your locals because, like, you go and get your promo, and then if it wasn't a promo you cared about, you just didn't really care about going. But now that you've got a little wider range of cards that you can get, and you're not guaranteed to get the same one every time, it's like a bit more incentive to maybe show up each week.
Yeah. Also, turtles are cool, so they have cool cards to get a hold of. Like I said, I want to get at least one of each of the alt arts because I know at least there's one of each turtle, and I think the turtle arts look really cool. Because I got to see 3 of them. I got to see the only one I haven't seen is Leo. I didn't see the Leo one. We didn't open that one.
Interesting. Yeah, I think that one's fully equipped. Is the card?
I think so. That sounds right. Which I just played that. I played Leo today, or I say today at the thing, at my locals with a really not that well made deck, because I really only have less than a box worth of turtle stuff, and didn't really bring my cards with me. So I kind of just made it out of pre-release stuff and half of a Ryu Challenger deck. But it was fun. It was a cool little deck.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I had in my backpack. So
Nice.
I was like, oh, it'll work. I have 4 Leo's katanas and a Leo. Like, that's all I need, right? Everything else will kind of just fall into place. Everything that I can run, I'll run it. I lost to a Pike, but what are you gonna do? But it was a good time. It was a cool.
Yeah, I
cool
don't
little
think
list.
you need to. I don't think you need anything other than those cards. I think you just need Leo's Katana. I think that's it. That's it. That's the
The whole deck,
list.
yeah. I mean, I can say after having played that, Pale Rider felt really cool in Leo. What
I
was
think
it?
Outrider's just cool. I think
Yeah, it's just
that's
kind of
like
cool. It's just kind of cool. Getting to use Rising Uppercut as Leo was really cool. Just go cool, I'll block, and here's a 4 mid for 5 or 4 high for 5 now. Was really fun. I had the Ryu 3 diff in there, and it was really cool to just block and go, I'll look at the top 2. I'll decide if I want any of those, and then I'll look at another one. I could basically dig 3 cards deep if I wanted to try and find anything to draw on my next turn or draw right then to activate with. I just wish the Ryu card said mill, but it doesn't. So what are you gonna do?
What do you mean the foundation, the 3 diff?
Yeah, his 3 diff foundation, because it lets you look at the 2, and then you may put
It
any.
doesn't have, but it doesn't. But it doesn't have to say mill, so it still counts for milling. Placing from the top of your deck into the discard pile is milling, even if it doesn't use that keyword. That is the function of mill.
It is, but that's not when you put it up.
Um,
That's the problem. You look at the 2.
What do you mean?
So the way the card's written, you look at the 2, and then you may put any of them from those 2 that you've looked at. They're in basically like a private revealed zone or whatever. They're not on the deck when you put them in the discard pile, because it basically says you may add them to the discard pile.
That's
Yeah. Otherwise, I think that card's really, really good. Unless, of course, I could be wrong. I am not the most judgy judge on our team. And there might be a thing that I just haven't seen for that where they talked about it. So I might have to look that up. In the comments, you guys can talk about how dumb I am.
Okay, so these are kind of replacing what we've been getting for a while then. I know we've talked about them a little bit before, but these are the promo packs versus like the singular promo card that you would end up with like 8 of if you went to your locals every week. And if you're like me and you share a collection with somebody and you typically bring, 2 extra people that are all part of that collection, you end up with like 2 or 3 play sets of a card by the end of the month. Do you feel like this is a better change from that system, or how do you feel about the promo packs in comparison to like the single cards?
So I think it's a positive change. I think it's really cool. It definitely felt way cooler to open up a pack, not know exactly what I was going to get, and see what 3 cards I was going to have, and then look and see what everybody else opened. Even if most of those cards aren't really that, like, meta defining important, it was cool to just be like, oh, I wonder what card he opened. Oh, that's cool. That looks really neat. And I'm excited for that going forward into like later sets on and on, just going, oh yeah, I can be excited about this random uncommon because it has a really cool alternate art.
So, like, getting the foiled commons and uncommons from the set, I personally think it's really cool for those that like to shine their decks. Now, not having to worry about weird XR rarities or whatever. Plus, it gives you a reason, like, if you want to shine your decks out, to go to locals to play, participate, and I think that's neat. How do you feel it compares to the promo packs of old?
It's way better in my opinion. One, it's 3 cards, not 1, for the same investment of time and or money. And they're not mechanically unique, so you don't have to feel beholden to show up and get it. I mean, I guess there's a world where the victory packs were cool, and it might be neat to get something like that back in the future. Um, where it's just like, hey, somebody won, so they get like a victory stamp version of them, of like those same packs could be neat, but I don't think it's required.
Yeah, I definitely think that this is much better than the old ones, strictly on the fact that they're not mechanically unique. I think going to locals, having a really good card, like say, uh, let's go with like seizing the advantage or the low, what was it, rack punches? Like these cards that are like really good and in a lot of decks, and if you're just unlucky, you just don't get them unless you buy them on the reward store
Plus
however
Ultra,
long later because there was a delay period. Yeah, plus ultra, like these
Crow and
cards
Frog.
that were very, yeah, yeah, exactly, like cards that
Crow
were
and
very
Frog. No
good
one ever played
and
that
were not
card.
accessible. Um, I think the fact that these are not mechanically unique is just a huge plus.
Yeah, personally, I think non mechanically unique cards is always good for promos. I'm a big fan of alternate arts. I think this is really neat the way they're dabbling in this one. I'd like to
Mm-hmm.
see more variants and more cool alternate arts in the future. I've also given my opinion for they want to do promo stuff in the store and stuff that should be easy to get the license to or that makes sense. Um, want to point out we're still missing the early 2000s turtle art, so I would love to get those as promos, maybe a promo pack for the following month.
Um, yeah, I mean that would be cool.
I think exclusive promos from like the promo packs for characters would be really neat. Again, more tradability, more reason to go to your locals every week to try to get that one. And then, if you don't, that also helps with like, oh, well, I've got something somebody wants. I can trade these cool cards for it to get this UR that I need for my deck type of thing. And like I said, I just really, 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 really want the turtle character cards in the early 2000s style turtles. That is my favorite. I love how edgy that series is.
Yeah, you're not getting that.
Sorry,
I
buddy.
want
Hate to
it.
break it to you.
They actually deleted the 2003 show from existence. You're the only person who knows what you're talking about. Everybody else,
Am
Yeah.
I? Mom.
Jake, you don't have a mom.
they
Oh
erased her
yeah,
too.
I forgot. Who is just erasing things from my life?
Universes. The UVS games. Employees, they have all sorts of powers that you couldn't comprehend. But no, I agree.
They say
It
I
would be
don't like
cool to
something
have
one
those.
time. Yeah, it would be very cool to have those. That's my one big promo push that I'm going to keep harping on. I want them. I want them. I want them. Thank you. Thanks for coming to my podcast. That's it. We're done.
Welcome and goodbye to my
Thanks
TED
for coming
Talk.
to Turtle Talk.
But yeah, so that's the whole podcast. That was all we had to talk about, really. So
That's it. We're done. Uh, no, in that vein, in like the local scene and stuff like that, James and I actually had our pre-release this last week on Tuesday,
mm-hmm.
the 12th. Um, and James, how'd it go for you, man? I mean, I know how it went, but why don't you tell us anyway?
Tell me in the audience.
Yeah, it went fine. The really coolest thing there was Turtles definitely seems to be bringing new people. We had the biggest locals we've had in a long time with 10 people. So that was pretty crazy. And a lot of them said that they would be coming back next week. So hopefully that is a trend and we get to continue to bring more people into the game. As far as the actual event, we did a standard pre-release. So we fought each other, not the PvE.
Yeah, I kind of wish I'd gotten to do that
And
at
it
least
went fine.
once.
I went. Yeah, it was fine. I went 2-1. I played Leatherhead, and
Yes.
it was perfectly fine. I feel like this set is not the best for full sealed. It's probably fine for draft. Full sealed, though, I feel like the characters are too reliant on their specific keywords. A lot of them are, at least. That it's just really hard to build like a cohesive deck. I kind of just picked Leatherhead because he gave damage, and like I had some stun cards, so I was like, well, I can stun him out and maybe get there. But like, it didn't really feel like I was playing with what the character wanted to do. So that's the one kind of negative I feel about this set specifically, is maybe it's full sealed is not the greatest. But other than that, I had a really great time playing against new people. I don't think I played against anybody. Yeah, I didn't play against anybody from like Response on Play. It was all kind of out of towners or new people that I got to play with. So it was really cool. And yeah, I just thought it was a really good time. A lot of fun. Pre-release always is, so I look forward to them all the time. I just wish maybe, I don't know. It's just kind of the way the set's designed. It's just not sealed friendly. But Jake, how'd you do?
Better than you, as usual. I
Chat, pull
also,
up recent tournament results.
I guess I did technically play somebody from Response on Play, more of like an honorary Response on Play. I played Jack round one.
You played Jackie Boy?
Love Jack. He was in Louisville with the gang.
True. He did the best out of all of us.
He's very good at card games. I've known Jack for a very long. I've known Jack for a very long time. He is very good at card games. So getting to play against somebody like that at locals and adding people like that to our locals is always fantastic. We played each other in pre-release. I ended up playing Raph, and Raph a little less worried about the keyword gate until you get to like ditching your hand for damage. So I mean, I added a couple of things I could do that too, but to be completely honest, I almost never even used it. Like I never pulled that lever. The speed was enough for me to get through several times. Sometimes if I was able to find the attacks to do it. Jack and I played, and in our game, neither of us could kill each other. We both built out to like 20 and went, okay, it's a draw. Because while early, any chance he had to kind of kill me, he checked poorly and had like almost no attacks in his hand. And it got so unfortunate for him. At the end of the game, he finally had a couple attacks, but I already built out to like 20 or something, and it was an insane number. And he had as well, so like neither of us could break through. And I got close. Just an extra attack or two off of maybe being able to finish it, but I feel like there's a good amount of block tricks and like resets in this set that made it really hard for us to really push past the late game in sealed, at least based on what we ended up with, because we were just like, how do we end this game? I ended up sculpting my hand and keeping like 4 attacks, and I still needed a 5th attack to try to close the game, and I just didn't have it.
Fair.
So that was my one draw. Game 2, I played a Raph Mirror. And Jack was playing Wingnut. It was pretty interesting, especially for sealed. Yeah, so I played against Wingnut, and so I drew that game, and I played the Raph Mirror, and my opponent got pretty unlucky on his build. He got to build 2. One of them was that foundation that you discard a momentum and gets 5 damage.
Yeah, his I'm awesome.
And I wasn't. Yeah, so he played that card, and I was like sitting here, and I had a pretty good build. I built 5, and I was like, okay, I'm looking pretty good. I've got the foundations that when I block, I draw a card. Like the commit, draw a card if you block. And I was like, okay, cool. I think I got this in the bag. And he just starts throwing attacks at me on 2 foundations. I'm like, this guy's out of his mind. Sure
this
enough,
guy's playing like
he does
you.
a lot of damage to me. Lot of damage. And I'm playing a lot like me, where it's just like, yep, I've got the attacks, don't have much else. we ball.
If it we ball,
That has
baby.
been my mantra before. It is often my mantra. I love slinging attacks, but even when I probably shouldn't. He ended up doing the damage, a bunch of damage to me, and I just kind of like took it and metered, took some of it, blocked like some of the big ones, and tried to get to a point where I could kill him. But yeah, after slinging a couple attacks, I ended up in a spot where I thought I could kill him, and I was one damage off, so I kind of like tempered my attack string and held on to 2 cards, and was like, yeah, he's got like 6 foundations on his turn, and then he just started slinging attacks at me, and luckily, I had proper zones. I was able to block some of it and survive. And then came back to my turn, and it was just that I had it. I drew a couple attacks. He didn't have anything really to block with. He was trying to kill me, so it was lights out in the Raft mirror, and I came out on top on that one. So going into round 3, I was 101, and then I played Wingnut again in round 3.
Who was playing this wing? Or was it anybody that we know?
It is not somebody we know. He's relatively new. He's been coming to the shop apparently a couple times recently. We've had a couple new people come in. We've got some people that travel up. They travel like 45 minutes an hour or whatever it is. Ever so often, especially for like championships, like local champs and like
And pre-releases,
pre-releases
and
and stuff. Those guys are super nice. Love those guys.
I don't love those guys. I've never met them.
You've met them. You met them once last time.
Oh no, I guess I did meet some of them. Never mind. I love those guys. I love the ones I met.
Yeah. One of them being Cameron, very nice guy. Brought us back some Gen Con promos, which was super chill of him. Apparently somebody gave him promos to give to us. So package received. Very nice of him. Very nice UVS. Assuming it was UVS, and me saying that doesn't get anyone in trouble. So that was very nice. But yeah, we've got quite a few people, and then we had a father-daughter team come out, and they were super nice. I didn't get to play against either of them, but they seem very nice. And they're going to start trying to come on the weeklies. So hopefully they enjoy playing the game. But our locals has been growing a good amount. Even when we're missing a couple of players, hitting a 10-person pre-release was pretty nice. Oh, and then back to the Wingnut. Yeah, I was able to build out really hard. I built out really fast, really aggressive, and he didn't have any hands to kill me, and I just started laying down attacks until he died. Very aggressive, did what Raph does, and then I won that game. So my record was 201. I think I ended up second overall.
James probably got 4th on 2-1.
Yeah, I think it was somebody else, me, Jack, James,
And then everybody else that was there.
Andrew was there. He did pretty well, I think. He got, I want to say he got like 4th or 5th or something. He ended up, but it was pretty decent. It was a lot of fun playing with those people. Big shout outs to them. Any of our regulars or any of our locals that watch the podcast, appreciate you. Hopefully you had fun at pre-release. If you did, tell us about it in the comments.
If you didn't, tell us about it in the comments. Complain about us right here.
If you didn't,
air out your grievances.
Tell us about that in the comments. Air it out. Tell us James sucks. Something. My pools were okay. I pulled a couple URs. I pulled the Altart four-hander Turtles retro character.
You pulled the retro one? Nice. I have the
for the 4 Turtles.
The 2008 one, the 2013 or one or whatever it is. I opened that one on Monday.
Oh, you want to talk about pools?
Yeah, let's talk about pools.
We talk about pools.
No, let's talk about pools.
Okay, let's talk about how I was out of the 10 people there. I was sitting around.
I'm muting him.
I pulled this altar character. Oh, I pulled this UV card. Yeah, I pulled 1 ultra rare. That was it. I didn't pull Jack, and then I brought Steph home 1, and she pulled 1 ultra rare.
That's crazy because
and then everybody else was pulling like alt characters, UV cards, multiple ultra rares. So I was like, yeah. That's okay. Have fun
Um,
though.
yeah, it's kind of crazy that you were saying that you had such bad pools. 'Cause I opened 3 of them, uh, and I have a 4th one here to be used for later. But each of those I had an alt art character, an SR, and a UR, and a Leo's Katana. The most important card in there.
Yeah, I mean, I was like going through the packs, and I was like, surely they'll be all right. This is the one that'll have like an alt character. This will be the one with an SR or something. And I was like, nope, nope, nope. There's the one difficulty you are. Nope, nope. No, okay, well, yeah, that's it.
Well, I guess that's a lie. The first one had 2 URs. I didn't have an SR, but it did have an alt art character. But the other 2 had an SR, UR, and an alt art character.
That's crazy.
And one of the guys at my on my Monday one opened Chrome Bebop.
Seriously?
Yes, we'll post pictures of it because I took some pictures, so you guys can see Willie with the Chrome Bebop. I took a picture of it with him and holding it. I'll share that. I think it's number 72 or something like that. But yeah, he was just so that's what he played. And he's like, "Well, I have to play it at least this
Yeah,
time."
that's fair.
And I'm like, "Yeah, that is fair." But yeah, it was a cool time. That was a good event. The venue provided us pizza, which was really cool.
Oh, that's cool. Hell yeah.
The game store bought us some Domino's. I have a picture of me eating pizza too. Well, of my pizza plate and
Nice. I have a
and my
couple
dad.
pictures of
We'll
you
put that
eating.
on screen.
Yeah, let's put it on screen right now.
I put the Bryan eating pizza on screen, please.
You telling me how to do my job?
But yeah, Andrew ended up. He's not here today, unfortunately, but to tell this story, so I'll tell it for him. He ended up getting an extra kit, and it was pretty funny watching him open packs, going 5 for going. What was it? 0 for 5. His last pack had AUR in it, and that's all he pulled.
That's crazy. I'm sorry to hear that my team
they
has
had
bad
some
luck.
Bad, like his one for. Yeah, his kit for the event was pretty good. He pulled an alt art Rocksteady.
Nice.
So that was pretty cool. Oh no, maybe that was trying to think. Yeah, that's what he pulled. Sorry, I'm getting some stuff mixed up. But yeah, out of his like one he played with, he pulled alt art Rocksteady, but out of the one he purchased that they had extra, he pulled nothing.
Yeah,
So that was pretty funny.
sucks to suck, you guys. I'm sorry that you guys are bad.
Yeah, but that's just like classic Andrew look, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In some ways, it is pretty classic Andrew. Oh,
Andrew.
for my second pre-release, I played Rocksteady. I ran a deck that I only had one attack that I could use the Rocksteady enhance on.
That's funny.
Yeah, I didn't use it at all to fight the Mega Mutant the second time. We won, but I just never pushed that button. It was very funny.
Was it funny? Was it funny, Bryan?
It was pretty funny to me. About as funny as your Andrew opening bad story.
No, it's always fun when Andrew opens bad.
Anyway, instead of talking about that, let's talk about something else.
Oh, what? Well, if you want to talk about something else, how about we talk about some Riftbound? Let's talk about some cool cards from Riftbound.
Nah, that sounds lame. Never mind. The podcast is over. No, I'm in.
The podcast is over a bit in this one episode.
Look, the podcast is canceled. We're done. This is the last one. It's over.
Because creative differences.
Yeah, no. Let's talk about Riftbound.
But before that, let's talk about Riftbound.
Brought to you by us.
Yeah. So before we get into talking about Riftbound, I do want to preface this segment. As Riftbound gets a lot closer, and we're pretty excited for Riftbound overall. Expect us to be talking about Riftbound more on the podcast. Maybe some deck theory ideas, or like just stuff that we think is cool, especially as it gets really close to release. It is something that we are wanting to cover a lot more, and at the moment, we are kind of thinking about integrating it into our universus centered podcast, and kind of make it more of like the two games, and you can kind of hear about like the ways we think about that game, and maybe compare it a little bit to universes. But we are very interested in Riftbound, so we'd really like to use this as a platform to kind of talk about it a little bit, and maybe for some of y'all UVS players that are interested as well, you can share that enthusiasm in the comments. Let us know what you think. If you want us to be strictly universes themed, tell us in the comments.
We'll probably ignore
If
that,
you want to see
but
feet pics, or if you want to see Bryan's feet pics,
you'll have to
tell
pay
us about that
extra.
in the comments too.
Yeah.
But yeah, so let's talk about some Riftbound cards.
Yeah, man. Who wants to start talking about Riftbound? James, do you have any favorite Riftbound cards?
Favorite Riftbound cards. Goodness, any of the alt arts. I'm like looking through this list here, and like, I mean, even just the main. I just want to start off like Riftbound looks good since they've done the design change from like the white border cards to the black border cards. Like, they look very, very good.
I agree.
Um, I do want to say for anybody that has gotten to try the game, because I know that we've played it a couple times. Um, Kane is the Kane Unleashed that gets to that has ganking on his face, and then if he's moved twice this turn, he doesn't take damage. Um, pretty crazy, especially paired with something like Yasuo that lets him ready and move and stuff like that. Like it's that card's pretty insane, and if they don't have like if you're in the end game and you're trying to grab all three zones to get your win, and it's one of them's not like super defended, you can just like I said, especially paired up with Yasuo because that's where I used it previously. But you know, he starts on the zone, he moves, and then he moves again to the last zone, and he can't take damage, so he can fight any unit there, and then just win the game by himself, which is pretty crazy. So that's definitely one of the standout ones that I've seen, at least just in play.
Jake, anything to add to that?
Yeah, I think you're right. The King card is actually kind of nuts. Like getting to move around and do stuff like that, and like when you ended up playing Yasuo the one time we got to play together, it was pretty cool seeing like move around the board. I thought the game was going to be a little bit. I don't know. I don't want to say more one dimensional, but as I've like kind of looked at it, and really like that game we played where like I started off way behind and was still able to like sculpt a comeback where I was just as much likely to win as everybody else. I feel like game design is actually really good. I had a lot of fun in the 4-player setting.
Yeah, I've
But
only
yeah,
played the
there
4-player
are some
setting.
really
I have
neat
not tried
cards.
1v1s yet.
Yeah, I think overall I'm interested to see if they end up doing the team format where it's like a 2v2, a 2v2, and a 1v1, like to emulate like an actual game. I think that for like competitive events or like a side event sounds fun. I'm also interested to see, how big of a format 2v2s and 1v1s are, because like most card games, especially in competitive environments, are 1v1.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that they're going to have two, I believe they've said they're going to have 2v2s as part of like main. I don't know if it's going to be main events or side events, but to see what they do with that as the game is kind of already built for it, I'm interested to see how that develops.
Yeah, I think a 2v2 team style setting would be very cool, especially if it works in a way where you can like I don't know. So I don't know how it works if you can use each other's runes, if you're on the same color, if you're even allowed to be on the same color. But being able to like use each other's units in the same showdowns or like maybe spells and stuff like that could definitely changes the way the game is played, especially if you've got say you've got as a deck idea that, after hearing about a teams format and seeing how the game's played, I was like, well, you could have like a Jinx style rushdown deck, and then you have like a Yasuo-ish control style that really doesn't run any units and is just support to the Jinx units, and and just tries to win super early by not losing fights because they're using the Yasuo side of things to hand control, bounce things back, or bump up the power of the Jinx units, and she's just like spamming out these low cost units, and it's just a little bit too much to take. I don't know if that's exactly how it's all going to work because I haven't played a team style format yet with this game, but I think regardless, it's going to open up deck building much more than it would be for like 1v1s. And I think that's pretty exciting.
That definitely makes sense to me. Yeah, I was looking at the because I haven't really looked at the set too deeply yet. I don't usually, until we get much closer to a game coming out, start paying attention to what's actually in it. One, I've gotten to see the alt arts that they have in the like at the bottom of the gallery, and they all look really cool. Set's ability seems really strong. His legend leader ability seems pretty good. And then Daughter of the Void, Kaisa, seems pretty strong. It's a cool looking art. I'm excited to see what is good, but I think those leaders are cool looking in here. I'm a big Lux fan. All right, so I do have a bone to pick with this game. It's not bad. It's just this is a me problem. This isn't a game problem. A lot of the art is also used in Runeterra, which is great because the Runeterra art and this art is like all the arts they choose are really good. But I have a bunch of mental bias of, hey, that art means this is what this card does, and then I'll read the card and I go, oh, that's not what that card does, and I know I'm going to lose who knows how many games going, oh, I play this ability, and they're like, that's not what that card says, and then I'm going to read it again and I go, you're right, that is not what that card says, never mind. I don't play that ability, I play whatever this says.
Yeah, I could see that for sure. Being a somebody who's played Legend of Runeterra at least a handful of times, it probably won't trip me up at all. But I can definitely see how it would. I definitely noticed a couple of these arts from Legends of Runeterra, which is not a bad thing. I think reusing good art assets is good. I also, just on talking about art, I like that some of the alt arts are just different skins
Yes.
that you can get in League of Legends, which is pretty cool. So I think that's neat.
Agreed. I saw one of the Teemos is like the Commando Teemo, and I was like, well, I want to play that at one point because it's my favorite Teemo skin, even though I don't know that I want to play Teemo.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't particularly play Annie in League of Legends. I obviously used her to learn how to play the game, but it's just not kind of my gameplay anymore. However, looking at the unit, the champion unit, where her spells and abilities deal 1 more damage, that seems pretty cool. I like the stuff that she's got with it, with like Firestorm, where she deals it 3 to all units, which would then become 4. I like that idea. I've played mono red burn in Magic before, and that was a lot of fun. So I like the idea of a burn deck, or some type of kind of like unit taxing by just saying, "Hey, I'm gonna kill all your stuff now." I think that's pretty cool. I would like to see how that gets fleshed out and if that's a viable deck, because that's definitely something that I'd be interested in.
Fair, fair. I do love me some good old fashioned rush down until people show they know how to play the game other ways.
Oh yeah, like there's a card from the main set, Disintegrate. It's deal 3 to a unit at a battlefield, and then if it kills it, draw a card. So then it can, with that unit out, it can kill a 4 cost, and then it gets to draw a card. Like that's kill something, draw a card is pretty good value.
What color is it? Because I want to look at it.
It's red.
It's red. What a surprise! This Void Seeker spell looks pretty good. Deal 4 and draw a card. On 3. Well, on 3, return a red. That was one I was actually going to say I've seen a little bit here is Kaisa's signature spell looks really cool. With deal 2 damage you can do this. You do this 6 times.
Oh yeah, because it's her little missiles.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. That's cool. I like that.
Acathian Rain, baby.
I also really like that there's an extra turn spell already. Like,
Oh,
you have
where is that?
Time Warp.
I missed that. Where? I didn't see
It's
that.
in blue. It's called Time Warp. It's got Echo on it, obviously. Echo,
Makes
also
sense.
one of my favorite champions from League.
You would.
Let's just take a turn after this one. Banish this. I think Echo's sick. His cinematic when he came out is sick. Like, I think Echo's a really cool character, lore wise, and everything.
And cost recycle 4 blue. Take another turn.
Yeah, that's what it says.
So that's pretty cool. And then there's another one that's like there's a purple card that I think is cool. Where is it? What's it called?
Right next to it, unchecked power. Just wipe the board. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, just wipe the board. Just 12
let's start it over. Just all. I'm tapping all my stuff. All units take 12.
We're gonna start over real quick. There's also one called Invert Timelines.
I saw that one.
It's a 3 recycle 1 purple. Each player discards their hand and draws 4 cards.
Yeah, baby. That one's cool.
After playing with the deck a little bit, I really like Volley's signature spell, where you can choose a unit in your base, move them to a location, and then deal damage equal to its power to every unit on that location. So you're just like, this one is mine now.
Yeah, where he ultra bear punches. Yeah, that one is cool. There are definitely some really cool ones. Like you said, the cane is really cool. I'm excited to see like Misfortune's cool, and I'd like to see a cool Misfortune leader. The leader seems interesting. I want a Fiora leader.
The Misfortune?
Yeah, the Misfortune one.
Supposedly,
Her in set 2.
Yeah, it's set 2. We saw Fiora, and there were 3 other ones.
Do we know if she has the? I doubt they gave her the Runeterra mechanic of the alternate win con.
We know nothing about it. We just know that she's on the.
Yeah, we just saw the picture on the box art.
Yeah, I hope they didn't give. I mean, they could have put her on the box art of this one. She's in the set. She's just a champion unit.
Yeah.
But
I do like that it seems like they've kind of taken into account what the characters do in the game and tried to make them do the same thing here. Like, like Leona's got stun stuff and things like that. I think obviously they were always going to kind of do that because like that's what's the point of playing the games? They don't do what they do. But I like to see it and how they've implemented it. I think it's done well.
Yeah, some of them are
like the Acathian Rain, where it's her missiles and things like that. I think it's very cool. Or Stormbringer Volley Bears. It's like his bear punch, his ultimate. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna deal damage in this area. It's mine now.
I do think Misfortune giving ganking is pretty cool. I think that's a good ability.
Ganking, I think, is going to be very strong.
Yeah, I think giving anything ganking is really sick. I think Yasuo's ability to move stuff around like for free, or not
for
free,
2.
but, it's like this, yeah, it is very strong. I think that what little amount I know about what's going on over in China, who already has the cards. I know that Master Yi is doing a lot over there.
Which I'm curious about that list, because like, is it this? It's the starter Master Yi as the leader, or are they just talking about like the character, like the champion unit?
I believe it's the legend, like the like leader legend unit. So
yeah, the Master Yi Hound.
He has 4 might, or the.
Oh yeah,
the one where like his thing is like while a friendly unit defends alone, it gets +2. So like you just play like big dudes, and they like harder. They're even harder to deal with.
Okay, I see.
And then you have even in that deck, you have the Master Yi that has ganking. That's a 6 might. So if he's by himself on a thing, he's an 8 might thing.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to bring 8 might to deal with this one guy. Or like you have like the 5 cost while you have 8 or more runes. I have +4 might, so he's a 10 might character on a. They cost 5, recycle 1 green. on a spot if you're playing the Master Yi leader. So he just gets to be a 10 like by himself as a middle of the road cost character as long as you were in like the mid-ish to late game. He is a 10 might character by himself on a zone.
Yeah, and he's on green orange's ramp, so you can get to those 8 pretty quickly if you find the right cards.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think he's probably solid. I like Lux as a character in the regular like just League of Legends game. Her ability is pretty similar to her ability in Runeterra, so it's like, oh cool. I play big spell, I get bonus stuff. Is really neat. I kind of wish that her signature spell was maybe a little bit cheaper and recycled one. But it's cool. It's still a pretty good spell. I mean, it's a kill spell basically.
Well, another thing to remember is there are cards that you can play that basically negate your recycle. Where
Yeah,
they
like the
at?
seals.
Yeah, so if you play the seals, they
Yeah, all the
basically
different
you can
gears.
negate. Yeah, so like you'll recycle one to play it, but it adds one to your like recycle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I remember. I just was like, um, I just think 8 is a lot. But it's also a starter deck card, so like, what are you gonna do? But it's her signature spell, so I was just like, well, it'd been nicer if it was a little bit more effectively costed. Because I don't think, like, I'm looking at the cards that she can play, and I'm like, well, there's nothing too crazy here. I mean, there's some cool cards, obviously. And I'm probably gonna build some version of her at some point. And maybe I'm wrong. Like I'm fine with just being wrong once I build it and go, actually, never mind, this is messed up. If this had cost more, or if this had cost less, this would be the worst, like, most egregious spell in the game. I don't think it's probably that bad, but
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I think it's all based around. A lot of it's probably based around the max because you can have like 12 runes at once, I think. So
yeah.
if it only costs 6, you could play it twice, and they don't want that to happen. So maybe it could cost 7, but I don't know there. One thing I do want to, or one I want to highlight, we've kind of talked about this one every time we play the game, because it never gets played, but it's probably one of the better cards in the Jinx deck is Possession.
Mm-hmm.
It's 8 cost, recycle 3 purple. Choose an enemy unit at a battlefield, take control of it, and recall it. Send it to your base. And that's not a move. So, and especially in the games that we've been playing where Volley Bear is a part of them, being able to just yoink a Volley Bear or or steal, like, I think there's like a 12 cost Volley Bear even, like just being able to steal that unit and say, this is mine now. Uh, pretty crazy and can definitely turn the tides of things, especially if they don't have a whole lot of units. They spend all of their units on this one big one, and you're like, that's mine now. I think that's pretty cool.
Rasa the Sunderer looks solid. He's a 10 cost recycle 1 purple, and then he's a 6 might, and he's just I cost 1 less for each card in your trash.
That's pretty sick.
I was like, hey, that's pretty good. And he's on
I think
purple.
there's a bunch of cool stuff. I think there's a bunch of cool stuff you can do. Like, I think even the Kog'Maw, like, he's got what's that? Death Knell.
Death Knell. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Deal 4 to all units at my battlefield. So when he dies, you just deal 4 to everything at the battlefield. He's a little 1 might unit, so you just pay 3, get him to a battlefield, and you go, sick. Come fight me.
Especially if you get
Or,
any
like,
like
you could
buffs
put
or protections around him.
Yeah, and he also says deal 4 to all units at my battlefield, not all, which is, I believe means each individual creature card.
Yes, but also means yours.
I mean, yeah.
So he needs to be
You
alone.
can just use him as like a little, I'm going to run him in real quick and fight you. Okay, he died. All right, we're going to do 4 to all your stuff.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, you just send him in as a little bomber and be like, oh, you got like 3 units here and they're all 3 costs? Well, I'm going to challenge this. Be real shame if he died and everybody else died with him.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like it'd be a real shame if I destroyed all your little like 1/1s.
And then moved a different unit there to take over the base.
True story. Yeah, no, I think this game's gonna be a lot of fun. I am also excited to see what a 2v2 like competitive style format might look like if that's something they're going to do. Um, I would like to at some point. I need to try and play like the 1v1 version of this game and see what that feels like because I've only messed with and
Same.
really watched the, for lack of a better word, commander version of the game of four-man free for all, and like that version's fun. I think that it's really cool, but I don't know if like maybe I like the 1v1 mode a lot better, or maybe I don't, and maybe I'm like actually I think the best version of this is the four-man version.
Yeah, one thing I would like to say about that is if you have friends that don't like card games, but you're trying to get them into them, or you
Get
want
new
them to
friends.
experience one, there's that. You could also have them try the 4-player version of Riftbound because honestly, like it almost plays more like a board game. It feels like I've talked to a few people that have played it, and everybody kind of agrees that it all, especially in the 4-player mode, it almost just plays more like a board game. You're just kind of like the cards are just your little game pieces, and you're just moving them around to zones and things like that. Like it has more of a less like a deck builder style feeling and more of a, I don't know, just like moving game pieces around kind of feeling, if that makes sense.
Yeah, each of the decks feels pretty like unique, so it feels like uh, you're just like picking a character and then really kind of just doing their thing, which I think is a strength of this game's like design in general. As I'm like as I've messed with cards from it and stuff, I'm like, oh yeah, this feels like something that would make sense for Garen. This feels like something that would make sense for Darius or et cetera, et cetera. I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. That a card with their face on it does that.
Yeah, I think this game's got a lot of strengths for it. I'm really excited to get hands on the fully released product, build some decks, and see what the different game modes feel like. I'm real excited for it.
Yeah, same.
Also, the alts. We talked about some of the alt art and stuff on these cards. They look good. There's so many I want to talk about, and I'd love to talk about literally all of them. But I think we're each going to pick one and talk about it. It would be too obvious for me to pick the set one.
So you're gonna
Literally
pick
one
the
of my
set
favorite
one.
champions. So I'm actually going to pick the Hand of Noxus.
You took my boy.
I think that one's really funny because it's Darius, and then he's got the Draven. He's like carrying Draven, but it's not even just he's carrying Draven. He's carrying Draven in the Draven skin, where he's got like the big Draven head. And I'm just like, what the hell? Like that's some choice for art. Like that's so good.
Yeah, I saw this one and I was like, what the heck am I looking at? At first, I didn't realize it was the Draven skin, and I thought he was carrying some like giant Draven puppet. And I was like, what is going on in this picture?
Yeah, this is so good. Hopefully, we get a really good Draven champion soon. I mean, they have so many champions to pick from. There's only, I want to say, there's 20 champions in this set, like leaders, and like they could pick different ones. Like they could do different iterations of these champions with the different skins, which I think they plan to do. But on top of that, there's like 100. How many champions are there in League right now?
Like 120 something. I
Many.
think there's only 16 in the set though. In set one.
Counting the starter deck ones, I think there's 20.
Well, some of the starter deck
Current-
ones are mostly the same. It's just Proving Ground and
Yeah,
the
the
set.
proving ground is what I mean. I think
Yeah.
there's 16 in the set, and then there's 4 in the proving ground.
Is there a leader that didn't get an alt art?
All 4 in the proving grounds.
Because there's
I
12
think so.
alt art leaders here.
There are 171 champions in League of Legends currently.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, that's
they
more
got
than I
content
remember.
for days.
Yeah, they could make at least 2 sets then.
Yeah, we can probably get another one of these.
James, what card do you want to pick as your alt art standout?
So I'm actually not gonna pick one of the like super special ones down at the bottom of the page. I think the one that I keep coming back to that looks really good is actually the alt art for Misfortune Captain, um, which is the one that's got ganking uh, in the orange. She's the 5 cost recycling orange. Alt art on that one just looks really good. Like I like the base one is her like Captain Misfortune like skin.
Mm-hmm.
I don't actually know which skin this one is, but I like how it's like dynamic. She's like on the ship, like kind of hanging off of it, and then the skin they chose just looks really good. I think this is one of the better looking alts for sure.
Yeah, it does look really, really good. And yeah, Brian, I think you're right. I think there's 16 characters counting
The 4
box.
from the proving ground, which means there's plenty left, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's like I said, what did I say, 171.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, James, I agree. I think this one looks really cool. First off, I want to say Captain Misfortune is one of my favorite Misfortune skins. So that being her
I would
base skin
agree, yeah.
is really cool. I
Yeah, I don't know which version this skin is.
I don't recognize that one offhand. I mean, I already mentioned the Teemo skin for the 2-drop one because it's a commando and it's one of my favorite Teemo skins. But for the actual like big alt arts, I really like some of these like highly stylized ones. I think as much as I probably won't ever play him, this Lee Sin Blind Monk that where he's it's the Bruce Lee outfit one, but like the way it's
Mhm.
drawn, man, that card looks so cool.
Yeah, that one's sick.
yeah, that one looks so good. Oh my god! And like we saw the pictures from Gen Con. Wish we had gotten to go.
I know, I wish too.
It is crazy looking, and that and the Ari, like, oh my god,
Yeah, these
dude.
two look really cool.
I probably won't play Ari, but
Same.
I want that alt art, bro. That alt art Ari is so good.
Honorable mention for me is the Volley Bear alt art because I think it's really cool that we're like super zoomed in on him, and like he's just kind of like menacing over you. I think it looks really good.
Yeah, I'm gonna honorable mention the really adorable anime looking Teemo.
I just saw it. I was like, man, that Teemo looks so cute.
Yeah, like I think Hidden looks like a fun mechanic.
I need to know exactly how Hidden works because like I was reading some cards that have Hidden. And I'm like, oh, that sounds really cool. And then I'm like, actually, I don't know how to use Hidden.
Just put them in my sleeve? Do I?
Yeah, just like I don't actually know the mechanics of how Hidden works. So I'm not sure. Yeah, I think it's supposed to be morph / like trap card style. So I'm just like, am I supposed to pay a base cost? Am I supposed to pay its cost? And then reveal it afterwards? Like, I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do here. But yeah, like it seems solid.
The Victor deck has one card, like a trap card style, where you place it face down, and then it like when they move to that battlefield, it kills the unit. So I don't know if that's hidden or if that's a different one, but I know that Victor has a trap card style card.
Mm-hmm. I guess actually I do have one final question for everybody, and then we should probably consider not talking anymore for the rest of the day. Out of all the characters that aren't in the set, who are we excited to see as a future leader?
Oh, that's a good one.
That is a good one. I'm gonna pick 2.
Sure, you can pick 2. That's fine.
There's 171. I can pick 2.
Well, I only asked for 1.
Out
of 158.
One of which I want to see is Hui.
Hui, sure. Hui's cool.
The painter. I played him quite a bit when he came out. He has like a bajillion abilities. Like each one of his regular abilities has 3 abilities. So he has like 9 regular abilities and then an alt. which is really interesting and really neat, and I like it a lot. Plus, the aesthetic of painting is something I relate a little bit to as a miniature painter. So,
and then who's
I
the other
definitely
one?
want to. Well, I was gonna say, then I definitely want to see what they do with him in game with the varied abilities, and then if I had to pick another one, I would more than likely pick. So difficult. There are so many good characters. Um, Probably Jin. I really like Jin as an ADC. When I play ADC, he's in my like pool of like 6 ADCs that I can comfortably play. So, and I like his aesthetic, his lore. So I would really like to see Jin as well.
Mine is very easy. It's just Katarina. It's the character that I have probably put the most time into, and the one that vibes with me the most playstyle wise. And that's one that I'd really like to see in the game.
Yeah, because it's so easy to get a pentakill with Katarina.
It's so easy to get a penny on. Yeah, it's so easy to get a penny on Katarina.
And I think I'm also going to honorable mention 2, but just because like I can think of 2 real quickly. The one for sure is Swain. I think Swain is so freaking cool.
Oh,
And I want to know what he does,
Yeah.
because he has to be like a control-y style character, and I think it'll probably be cool. And then the other character that I think would be really neat is Camille. Because I know she probably is going to do something similar to like giving things ganking or moving somebody from like battlefield to battlefield.
Camille Blade Runner.
Yeah, the evil cop lady.
Yeah, whose feet are literally blades.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
She has sword legs. She's so cool.
She is cool. And like seeing a really good one in a game is pretty cool to watch.
Yeah, you've never seen that with me. That's for sure. Because I'm bad at her.
I never will.
Probably true. I don't think I've played her in years.
And I think that's where we're going to wrap it up today. Thank you so much for listening. We appreciate it. If you're listening on YouTube, don't forget, drop a comment down below. Let us know if you like the Riftbound conversation or if you want us to, kind of stay away from it in the future. Or if you're excited about Riftbound, what cards are you excited about? Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you know when these podcasts go out. If you're on Spotify, thank you so much. And don't forget to rate the podcast while you're on Spotify. It helps us a lot. I've been Jake, and the voices can't keep me down.
Bryan, they will regret opposing me.
And I'm James. I'm just the other guy.